Platform B late nights may contain strong language. If this offends you, turn off your radio now.
It's that time again. Downloading the waviest new bangers across Afrobeats, grime, piano, reggae, rap, garage, and everything in between. Welcome to Cubs Clubhouse, live on Brighton's premier platform for new music. Platform B.
I couldn't see, I was cheating on me.
You know how the thing's set up, right? This is J-Rocks all the way from Zambia, and you're locked into the sounds of Kovu. Big records on.
That's right, you are, people. We are back inside the building once again. Welcome back to Platform B for this, another edition of Cubs Clubhouse. I'm very excited to be here. My name is Kovu, and I'll be your host for the next hour or so as we continue to explore the latest new musical flavour worldwide. This show has been such a breath of fresh air to be a part of, and obviously putting together the track listing each and every week, putting together the general vibe of each show as well has been so refreshing for me. If you aren't aware of what I do when I'm not on at this show, I run a YouTube channel called Cubcam TV, and we are one of the biggest in the UK for representing Afrobeats music, reviewing it, breaking it down, and bringing news updates left, right, and centre. So, very exciting to be here, very exciting to be getting into some fresh new music as well. I'm sure you guys are going to absolutely love what we've got in store for this evening's show, but before we kick off, I did just want to say thank you to everyone who has been supporting this platform and, of course, the YouTube channel as well. So, we are running with a similar structure this evening. We're going to be looking at a brand new album which dropped last week, and it's been an album which has torn the headlines up left, right, and centre. It's been an album that has received an incredible amount of attention. It's an album that is charting globally. We are, of course, talking about Burna Boy's I Told Them, a huge album from one of the biggest names to ever emerge out of Africa as a continent. Obviously, he has a special affinity with Brighton. I believe he did go to Sussex Uni, not for very long, but he was there for a bit, so he does have an affinity with this city, and we're going to be breaking down my top 5 tracks off that album project this evening. Following on from that, we're going to be getting into the sounds of the pull-up guest mix, which I'm very excited for. 30 minutes of fresh Afrobeats flavour. We are going to open up our top 5 listing, however, with this one, a huge tune from the man himself. This one goes by the name On Form. We're live on Platform B for the next hour or so. Keep it locked, and don't go anywhere, people. Oh, yes.
Hey, what's good? My name is PMC from Lusaka, Zambia, radio personality, TV host, and you are listening to Cool. Yes, man. He's doing the most.
This is the Papa Boy, baby, and you're tuned into Cubcam TV. Stay tuned.
That's right, you are, people. We are back inside the building once again here on Platform B as we continue to explore the latest new musical flavour worldwide. I do feel that's like my catchphrase at this moment in time. Opening up the show there with a huge new one off Burna Boy's brand new album. It goes by the name On Form. And again, this tune, for me, encapsulates so many elements that makes Burna Boy one of the greats of today's global music community. I do genuinely believe he is in that bracket now. I think he is global legendary status, eternal at this point. I don't think there are many artists who have kind of done for a genre what he has done for a genre on the global stage, and of course the accolades that go with that, the sellout shows, the chart-topping albums, the catchy sing-along sellout tunes as well. It's crazy what he has been doing over the last 2 years or so, but we want to talk about this tune because it has a very unique sense of rhythm to it, some beautiful harmonics, something I feel that Burna has really embraced across the full breadth of this album. For me, is actually the utilization of more kind of emotive vocal lines. There's a lot of choral elements going on. There's a lot of genuine kind of emotion running throughout the vocal lines he's performing, and I feel that as an introductory track is a great way to kind of set the tone for how the album is going to be sounding, and of course setting the tone for my top 5 off the album as well. So that one in number 5. Again, that is Burna Boy On Form. Now, moving forward, we are going to be getting into 4 more tracks. This next one is in number 4, and it's actually the title track off the album. For me, this is a tune where we really do see Burna Boy diving into his roots once again, diving back into, I suppose, a more sort of classic-sounding Afrobeats approach. Really, really smooth percussive work on this one. It goes by the name I Told Them, featuring the sounds of Jizza as well. So make sure you are keeping it locked and not going anywhere, people. At CubKXVU, at Platform B Radio on the socials. Get involved. Let us know how you're feeling. Oh, yes.
Girl, wine for me. I love it when you wine me. Baby, bump and grind me. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Praise, and you're locked into the sounds of Kuvu. Let's go, hey.
Whoa!
Now you're listening to Kovu.
That's right, we are back inside the building once again. Platform B, how are we feeling this evening as we explore this brand new Burna Boy album? I Told Them is the name. I Told Them is the name of that tune as well, and he definitely did tell a lot of people a lot of things. Really cool flavour on that one. As I said, very much diving more so into, I want to say, a more kind of Afrobeats approach, a more classic sounding Afrobeats approach. Very kind of classic percussive melodies going on, a lot of beautiful vocal melodies as well. And I think a theme that is very prominent throughout this album project is a much more kind of Americanized, I want to say hip-hop influenced feel. It's something that's been very apparent since the tracks for the album have started dropping, and I feel it's something that's been a part of Burna Boy's makeup since he started conquering America as a vocalist, obviously selling out Madison Square Gardens. How many artists ever do that? He is in that kind of elite bracket of artistry now. I think Jizza does a great job on this track, and I think representing hip-hop in a different format, the more sort of spoken word approach across the outro to this one is very special indeed. I really enjoyed how this one sounded, so there we go. We're now going to move on to track number 3. In my honest opinion, this is the third favourite for me off this album project. It goes by the name Giza, and it features, of course, Seggy Vibes. A huge track, this one. Fantastic flavours, and again, diving into some more sort of more classic, I want to say, classic modernised kind of Afrobeats ideas. Really excited to check it out. Keep it locked and don't go anywhere, people. We're live on Platform B.
What's happening, people? It's your boy Barzini, and you are locked into the sounds of Kovu. Cup Cam smashing up the airwaves. Let's go!
The thing I always say about doing these top 5 listings here on the Clubhouse is, for me, that the tracks just get better and better. We do arrange it beforehand, we make sure they are in order, and I know full well that I'm going to get more and more excited the further into it we get. And I'm really enjoying this one so far. The sounds of the one and only Burna Boy with the I Told Them album. That track goes by the name Giza alongside Shay Vibes, a huge tune. And again, the interesting thing about that is, for me, the instrumental sounds like a very typical Shay Vibes approach. Lots of, again, kind of Fuji influence in there, lots of kind of Amapiano sort of sounding instrumentation, loads of kind of rolling log drums and kind of scattered percussive elements, some really smooth melodies in there also. But for me, the guy that sounds more at home on that tune is actually Burna Boy, which is not what I expected going into it. A lot more abstract than we're used to hearing across the majority of this album project. A lot of the other tracks, as I said, have a more kind of cleaner hip-hop approach to them, but this one for me really kind of hits home how much Burna is at home in so many different musical walks, and I think it's a great example of his versatility on show. So again, an absolute banger. I'm also keen for you guys to let me know your favourite tracks off the album project, so make sure you are getting involved on the Twitter, as I said before, at CubKXVU, at Platform B Radio. I refuse to say X as a platform. We all know it's called Twitter, really, don't we? But anyway, we're going to move into track number 2 in this top 5 ranking. It's a huge one. It goes by the name Big 7. I know you would have heard this one already. Let's jump into it right about now. Oh, yeah.
What's happening, people? It's Smokey Bubbling B, and you're locked into Kovu.
Big 7. Big 7.
Hey, it's Miss l.a.x, and you're locked into Kovu with all the freshest bangers right here on Platform B.
I do enjoy that jingle. Shouts out to Miss LA each and every time. That one coming to us from the one and only Burna Boy. It goes by the name Big 7, another huge record that was released, obviously, before the album dropped. It was definitely one of the main selling points of the album. It was a track that got a lot of people interested, I feel, in actually checking out the album and exploring what it was going to be, kind of, I suppose, aiming towards musically in a lot of different ways. And I feel for this album, Burna Boy has definitely achieved the task he set out to do. Again, expanding his repertoire, his catalogue, his kind of understanding, but alongside that, solidifying himself in a number of new exciting musical areas. And I feel Big 7 is a track that really does represent that. There is such a kind of cool, I don't know, kind of Brooklyn feel running throughout the instrumentation on that. I don't know whether it's the kind of chopped up vocals that are used, whether it's the drum processing, but for me, there's a definite feeling of something a little bit Brooklyn influenced in there, which I do really like the sound of. But again, this has been such a pleasure of an album to actually sit and listen through here tonight on Platform B. I hope it is actually making your Saturday nights that little bit warmer. I know we've had a very warm week here in Brighton, and I've been struggling with it. I won't lie to you, I'm a proper winter baby, but this album is definitely bringing an extensive level of heat to the table. We have one more track to check out, and I'm so excited to get into it. This is a track that has been doing absolute bits. The video for this one has been going crazy as well. It's a track that I'm sure all of you guys are going to be very, very aware of, and of course it does go by the name City Boys. For me, this is the #1 track off this brand new album from Burna Boy. I told them it is out now, and it is an album that is topping charts globally. It's an album that it's on the edge of everyone's tongue at the moment, and I cannot wait for you to jump into this one with me. We're going to enjoy it as the last track from this album run through this evening. Keep it locked and don't go anywhere. We're live on Platform B. Oh yes.
What's happening, people? Right now it's your girl Shosh, and you're tuned into the one and only Kovu, playing non-stop bangers. Yeah, let's go.
Hey yo, I'm not even gonna lie. I used to call myself an ugly you, but I'm not even an ugly you. I'm a sexy you, you understand?
There we go then, track #1 off the fantastic new album project from Burna Boy. The album goes by the name I Told Them That One, City Boys, a tune that has been ringing around the dances. It's a tune that's been ringing around radio globally, and it's a tune that is very much worth the accolades that it is gaining. Obviously, this brand new album is currently #1 on the global charts. I think it did actually get to #1 on the official UK charts as well. Burna Boy is a force of nature. He is someone that is not to be trifled with in that regard. I don't think there are many artists on an international scale that have ever broken the UK the way that Burna has, and it's been an absolute pleasure sitting here this evening with you fabulous people who are listening in currently and exploring this album in a very in-depth sense. And for me, those are the top 5 tracks off there, so we are going to quickly run back through them. In number 5, the sounds of On Form. In number 4, I Told Them featuring Jizza. Alongside that, in number 3, we have the sounds of Giza alongside Seggy Vibes. In number 2, we have Big 7, and number 1, the sounds of City Boys. What an absolutely awesome collection of tracks there are on this album. Go and listen to it in full. It's available on all streaming services. Of course, you don't need me to go and tell you that. Coming up next then, we are going to be jumping into the sounds of the pull-up guest mix section. We're going to be running through the freshest new Afrobeats flavour, 30 minutes of original material, all blended together in the smoothest way possible. Keep it locked and don't go anywhere, people. We're live on the one and only Platform B. On the one and only Platform B.
Sounding so good right now, but they're sounding a Brighton town.
Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel right now, Cam TV. Stay locked.